Yeah, it's this little ghetto setup. Never, ever let me do that dance again. Hey, it's Pink, White, and Blue Phoenix here. Look at that, I got me a little intro. Aren't I professional? I've decided to try this whole YouTube platform thing because of reasons I'm about to say. So, for those that don't know, and you're probably people that know me right now, maybe, I don't know, what should I say? I am transgender. There's been family I haven't come out to yet, so go ahead and let you watch this video. Hi, how you doing? Nice to see you. But I've been having some emotions toward it lately, and multiple people have told me, hey, start a YouTube channel. Because according to friends I've had, I'm going to fix my shirt. According to friends I have, they told me that they've always known, or for a while anyway, that transgender's a thing. But until I told them about how I feel, my issues, they never realized how bad it really, truly is. So, why not? Now, I've really decided that my first video would be about how it's not a phase. People try to tell me it is. It's not. So, may or may not be a long video, but okay. So, from my experience, not everyone else feels the same way. For any FTM watching, I'm going to go ahead and apologize for any trigger warning I may end up causing. Any trigger warning I cause. Any triggers I cause. I hope you get what I mean, because I'm tired of explaining myself. So, when I was a young child, I was never pushed into girls wear pink, girls do this, girls do that, because I didn't really go to pre-K. By the time I started school, I was too old for pre-K. No, not time for me. No, but there's nothing pushing me into it. There's no teachers that pushed me into it when I was little. And so, and then I didn't go many places, so I was never really introduced. Ever. I never had to be. But it always felt weird when I was introduced as, this is my daughter, her name is Cheyenne. It left me confused, but didn't understand why I was confused, because I knew I was a girl. I knew that was my name. Why did it bother me that they said it? I didn't know. And so, a way of coping was that I love princess dresses. I love Disney movies. They're great. I'm 17 years old and I still love Disney movies. By me. I love them. And so wearing princess dresses made me feel like it was no longer my problem anymore. Because Ariel doesn't worry about her gender. Ariel doesn't get confused about stuff. So, I'm a mermaid now. Okay? So it helped, but that led to people thinking I was a little girl. I remember my mom would buy me girl clothes, because that's reasonable. And she'd try to take my picture, and I would get uneasy, or I wouldn't want to do it, or I just didn't feel comfortable with it. Or I'd go through with it, and I'd be like, why am I doing this? I feel so fake. So fake. Stop it. But I was the first kid, so I can't really blame her for wanting pictures of me. So, and then elementary school started. Because I do not remember anything about gender as far as like how I acted in school before elementary school. They're a little blur here. But I do remember in elementary school, I started getting bullied. Girls never liked me as far as, even just as a friend. They never, because I prefer to wear guy clothes. I remember my favorite shirt was a Spider-Man shirt. It was blue, and it was from the boys section. And that made me feel so comfortable, so happy, so wow. And I'm pretty accepted. Because they're like, you know that's a boy shirt, right? Yes, Carol. Yes, I do. No one's actually named Carol that I knew of, but that's the name that comes to mind. Sorry, Carol. But, like, yes, I get it. Stop. And so, there was a boys' side and a girls' side for the playground. Tell me why I took so much of a pause there. I don't know. But, so, I always felt so confused. Because I didn't fit in the girls' side. It didn't feel okay, but the only thing that made me fit in the girls' side was the fact I had long hair, bright blue eyes. I was obviously a little girl, no matter what I wore. That hurts saying that, but yay. Anyway, and we were never allowed over there, and it wasn't because I liked the boys, I thought they were cute. I just felt more at home around a group of guys. It made sense to me. It felt legit. But oh well. And I only knew that because I used to ride the bus, and so I'd talk to the guys, hang out with the guys, they get little crushes on me, I'd be like, stop. It's no feel right. It's no feel right. So, not saying that what you're into and what your gender is are linked, but for me, it's because I had total innocent intentions. I had totally innocent intentions, but they thought I was cute. So it was a little weird. It was a little weird. But, moving on. Through middle school, I kind of dropped the whole gender thing because I thought I still didn't have access to the YouTube. I didn't have access to internet. I didn't know what I was feeling. I just knew that randomly I would look at myself really feminine and want to cry. I thought I was just tomboy. I thought that was my thing. But even looking somewhat like a girl always bothered me. But I thought I was just weird, so I ignored it because no one around me was that. I barely started hearing about lesbians in middle school. Barely. Actually, no. I heard about bisexuals in middle school. That's how mine was. I heard about bisexuals, and I was like, wow, okay. I don't know about that. Because I am a female. You know, it was this weird... I was interested, but I was scared to touch it. Type of thing. It's not that I wasn't accepting of people that were bisexual around me. It's like, you know, they're only scared of it if they might think they are it. You know what I mean? That's exactly what I'm talking about. I was like, not homophobic. Not, because the only thing I knew about people dating other people, I didn't realize people could want to be the other gender. Or, weird phrase. I didn't know people needed to be the other gender. Needed. It's not a want, it's a need. That's my advice. It's not a need, it's a want. It's not a want, it's a need. Which I put emphasis, I say the exact opposite thing. It's not a want, it's just a need. I didn't realize that was a thing. I didn't know, because no one around me was. At that time. I know people from middle school now that are wanting to transition. I'm just like, hey! I didn't know about that. But, right. So, it's one of those things, I was never against it. I was never, oh no, pray the gay way. It was, I want to do that, but I could never because there's no good reason. Homophobia, there's no good reason for it. Don't even bring religion to it. There's no good reason for it. You can still choose not to be a butthole about it. Okay. But, moving on. So when I got into high school, I dated a few guys, but then I decided, let's try this whole girl thing, because I've always been into girls. I've wanted to speak with girls. I got this thing ever since middle school. I'm like, I want to date a female. But no one around me is openly gay. So I couldn't even try it then. But high school, all of a sudden, everyone was so open. I'm gay. Like, they're just so open. So open. I only date girls. I'm bisexual. I date nobody. Everyone was so open. All of a sudden, everyone's talking about, I'm asexual, I'm bisexual, I'm pansexual, I'm biromantic, I'm aromantic. Everyone started opening up, and I was like, there's this whole new world that I didn't know I was even in. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's go for the girls. So I started trying that. And I was comfortable. Very. But then, who I'm dating would mention, this is my lovely girlfriend. I'll be like, and then it's all of a sudden hit me. All of a sudden, it bothered me. And then I realized to look into it. I was like, well, okay, genders. And then I learned. There are so many genders out there. Don't even argue with me. That's another video. But there's all these genders I could read on. And then I found transgender, and I was like, okay, what's that? Because the closest thing I'd ever heard to it ended up before that was drag queens. Totally different. I know that. But that's the closest thing I'd ever heard to another gender before that. Closest thing. And that's not even, you feel? And so, I looked into it and I was like, this might be me. This might be me. And so I spent a while thinking about it to myself. And I realized it bothered me because I was like, I'd like to transition. That would be amazing. And I started reading into it. I started looking into it. And like, I'm not an expert, but I know a lot about genders, sexualities. I studied. Because I wanted to know what I was. Because that's what always confused me. I never understood, and I wanted to understand. So I found demisexual. That is me. AKA, it's basically pan. AKA, I like to think there's umbrella topics. So, I might go into this in another video maybe. But just try to summarize it. There are umbrella topics. So, there's, I feel like the three, that's just my opinion. This might not even actually be, there's probably way more that I don't even know about. Okay? But as far as not putting asexual into this, because asexual, you're just not attracted. There's different well, this is a totally different, it's a hard subject. Not counting asexual. There are different kinds of asexuals. That means they're not attracted to other people sexually or in general not wanting to date. There are different kinds. So I cannot summarize it. I have not looked into that. Because I never thought I was. I might look into it for another video. Let me know if I should. But as far as being attracted to people, asexuals can be too, but we're just going to leave that section out because I feel like I will say something wrong. And I'm not going to do that today. But as far as hetero, bi, gay, even though technically for girls it's lesbian, we're just going to count it as gay for this little tiny lesson I'm going to give you. It branches out. So I feel like under the bisexual is where it branches into pansexual, demisexual. And I feel like demisexual comes off of pansexual in that graph, okay? So, bisexual, you'll date boy, girl. Go down to pansexual, that's when you'll date anybody. Boy, girl, even if they're not boy or girl from birth. And people that are androgynous or they, them pronouns. That's the way I like to sum it up. So, any pronouns. He, her, they. I hope you get what I mean by that. For people that don't know, there are they, there's, it sounds like you're talking about a group of people. That's the they pronouns. Okay. But anywho, and then you branch off into me, demisexual, which is basically the same thing as pansexual, but I have to have that emotional connection there. I'm not a whole, one night stand is not my thing. I've never tried it. Not going to. That's not something I'm into right now. Maybe down the line, I seriously doubt it. Hi, family. But demisexual, you have to have that emotional connection. It's a full-on emotional thing. I don't care what you got. I don't care. I mean, as long as it's not like a big-ass knife or something, you know? I'd rather you not have that as genitals. That'd be nice. But, I gotta know Sorry, I'm making like knife gender jokes in my head. Sharp. I like the emotional connection there. Be whatever you want. I gotta love you for you. Okay. So that part clicked, and you know, the transgender thing, I thought about it a lot. And I ended up coming out to people. And I realized the more I dressed masculine, some people I kind of passed, kind of didn't. Certain people I started passing. Certain people I did not pass. I was just a dyke. I hate that word. I was a dyke. And at least in their eyes anyway. But when people saw me as who I was, it felt amazing to be called he. And I would never correct anyone, and it felt so good. But then when someone said she, I would have this build up in my chest. And for a while I decided I was going to live with it, and then I went to my grandma's house, and then I realized I just can't. My other grandmother is in Louisiana, and we went down there for like to hang out, to swim, because she got a pool, you know, it's pretty lit. We went there, and people started using pronouns. And that's what set me off. Because at home, no one needs to. No one else says it. I barely go anywhere else where people use them. People don't have to introduce me. I just say, hey, I'm Cheyenne. And that's why I purposely try to introduce myself. I don't want you doing it, if it all goes. But I never told anybody that. So, you know, not mad at anybody who's introduced me. But, and so, people started introducing me. People would think I passed. And then all of a sudden, like my cousin would say, oh no, that's a girl. It was thrown in my face how much of a not man I was. And that led to me breaking down twice in a row till 5 in the morning, both times. And it was one of those things where like, it got to the point, and it still kind of is now, I cannot change in front of a mirror. If I see my breasts, I will want to panic and cry, and I'll frantically put clothes on. But then if I look in the mirror, and like the shirt I decided to wear obviously shows my boobs, I'm just gonna throw it off, go back to bed, cry, and not go anywhere, and not even leave my room, because I'm not that comfortable anymore. It got to the point those nights where when I was laying down on my side, if I felt like my hip was sticking out in a feminine way, I would freak out, frantically flip to my back, and hold back, or try to hold back the tears. Never worked. During that, I was to the point I was shaking and heaving. Okay, that's a very lovely image, right? It got to the point I tried to go use the restroom after I thought I was calm. Went in the restroom, happened to look in the mirror a little bit, cried while I took a pee. That was lovely. Both ways of water, you know. I'm not gonna talk about that. But it's gotten that bad. I may or may not see a therapist soon. I've not called. I've not really dove into it. But people try to tell me it's a phase. It's a trend. It's a, you know, I've been told multiple things. I get it. But no. These are real feelings I've had forever. I just pushed them away while I was dating people and stuff because I was willing to change myself for other people. I'm tired of that. I'm seriously tired. I don't care who you are. I am me. And it's a weird thing to go through. Because I mean, there's no exact reason for transgender. I don't know why I'm transgender. I am. It's not a phase. It's not I want to. It's I am. It's the way I'm made. It's me. I blame some of it maybe on my PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. It's this thing where I have testosterone in my body. It causes masculine traits, and I gain weight easier in some people. It's a side effect. But I have cysts on my ovaries. That's a side effect of it too. I basically have all this testosterone, and I feel like that might push it a little bit. I feel like that might be part of my reasoning. Not saying everyone who is trans has this problem. Not everyone does. It's me. I am different from other people. Do not base my reasons for other people. Don't do that. Because we're all unique individuals. That's why, like, if you take a nice look over here, different colors on that flag to represent how different we all are. LGBT, we're different. Different types of people. All in this. It's a very vast group. I'm part of it. Multiple ways. But I've always wondered why I felt this way. It's part of my blaming. But no, it is not a phase. No, I'm not going to change my mind. 17 years have passed, I have not changed my mind. And don't tell me that the argument I hate the most. Well, God made you that gender for a reason. Okay. Fair warning, I guess. But have ever crossed your mind that maybe your God made me this way for a reason? Made me transgender for a reason? Because apparently he doesn't make mistakes. But no one said I was a mistake, except you. There are many more arguments about it. That's the one that bothers me the most. I might go into more later. But basically, this is mainly my coming out video for family, because I don't see all of them all the time. Should probably change, but let's see how you react to this. But this video is very long. At least for me anyway, for a first video. I need to stop it. But I hope y'all always have a wonderful day. And I want to say that in this channel, I'm going to continue to talk about trans issues and basically embrace it. Because I have so much pain over the fact of this, that I'm not the way I want to be. Or need to be, honestly. And I'm not going to let that pain be for nothing. So hopefully maybe I can help people throughout this channel. Maybe I can educate people who aren't buttholes and want to just know more in general. That'd be great. I'd like you to get educated. That'd be great. But thank you for watching. If you don't want to support, never click my channel again. Just don't do it. If you're going to be that way, I don't want you in my life. At all. But have a nice day to you anyway. And subscribe if you want. I'm gonna be making videos often for a while, because I'm trying to start this channel, see how far I can get with it. Have a great day, and see you next time.